Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. I'm Chris from Earthtech Products, and we specialize in portable and stationary solar backup power and solar lighting. Today, I wanted to introduce a special guest. It's Greg from Nature's Generator. Greg will be showing us an awesome portable solar generator unit called the Nature's Generator. It's great for backup emergency power, camping. You can even take this to the beach and power all your devices. They'll walk us through how it works, what kind of items you can run off of it, and go through some of the great features. At the end of the video, we'll take some questions from our viewers and also provide a promotional discount code to save you some money if you're interested in picking one up today. So go ahead, Greg, take it away.
Thanks, Chris. Happy to be here today. What I want to show everybody is our Nature's Generator Gold system, which features our solar generator and a 100-watt solar panel. So what I'd like to do first is show you all the different inputs on the actual generator itself so you can understand how it works. We have our main power switch, which flips the unit on. We also have a backup, a pre-lit LCD display that shows wattage, what the battery strength is, what the output wattage is of the unit. In addition, it has some additional inputs that you can't see right now, but when things are plugged in, the actual LCD will light up to show you what's connected. So I want to turn the 1800-watt pure sine wave inverter on. So you see the light come on that shows that this is actually powered up. So what I want to do is I want to plug in. We have a corded hand drill here. So I want to show you how the display works when there's actually something running through the system. It'll get a little loud. So you see how that not only checks the wattage of it, but it also show you how that continuously would drain the battery on this side, and then where the actual output of the unit is coming in at. And like I said, when yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. So that's mainly the LCD display and the 1800-watt pure sine wave inverter. So I'll turn that off. Next, we have what is the most important one, which is the solar input. So with every gold system, we include 100-watt solar panel and a 50-foot UL approved 8-gauge solar panel cable. And that just simply clicks in, color to color, snaps in place, put the solar panel in the sun, and this will start recharging. To disconnect, just push the clips together and pull out. In addition to the solar input, there's a 200-watt solar charge controller in this unit, meaning that you can hook up to 2 solar panels to each generator that we sell. Next, we have a wind input, which also has a 300-watt wind charge controller in it. So our wind turbines are rated to 150 watts, meaning you could put up to two wind turbines per generator as well, which will increase your recharge time. We have a 90-watt built-in AC charger for recharging from the wall. This will also act as a UPS system if you plug this into the wall and plug your electronic into the inverter here. So that means if you lose power unexpectedly, this will back up automatically when it's turned into the on position. So that's that side. We have a standard 12-volt DC input for any accessories that you use that have a 12-volt DC connection on them. And we also have two other USB ports. The bottom one is a standard USB port for charging smartphones, tablets, things like that. The top one, you'll notice the Bluetooth icon here. This is actually for what we call our Nature's Generator Smart Key. And what the Smart Key does is it actually monitors the system performance from a battery usage, temperature, performance standpoint. And then it also allows us to remotely diagnose if there's any issues with the problem. If you're experiencing any issues or problems with the system, we can remotely diagnose that issue over the phone.
I love that feature. That's a great one.
Yeah, and you know, one of our taglines is it's the first connected smart generator approved by Mother Nature, because it has the wind and the solar, but then it's also connected so that you can see if there's any issues going on with your system.
It's great.
A couple other features about the cart, or about the generator, excuse me. You have your storage. You have 2 compartments in the back. This is your storage for your AC cable that plugs into the front, which I just showed you. That just stores in here when it's not in use. and then also an expansion port. And this expansion port is tied to our Nature's Generator power pods, so that if you're looking to expand the runtime of your products, you would just add additional pods on. So the generator itself is a 12 volt, 60 amp hour battery, provides 720 watt hours of power. So that means if you're consuming, just for easy math, if you're consuming 100 watts per hour, that will give you about 7.2 hours of runtime.
Right.
The same could be said for the solar panel. The solar panel recharges it up to 100 watts per hour. So if you're charging 720 watt hours in the generator, that would take you about 7.2 hours to replenish that as well. A couple of the features of the solar panel I'd like to show you. So every one of our solar panels comes with wheels for easy movement. On the bottom, they have brakes that lock them in place. Once you get into a position, you want to keep them semi-permanent. In addition, we have winter and summer settings to maximize sun optimization for different seasons. We also have the stand that it sits on that you can see here. We provide eye bolts. We provide eye bolts for on the front and the back of the solar panel to secure it down to the ground, just to make sure if it's any get any wind or anything, it stays secure. Great. And then lastly, we have these 4 U brackets, and these are actually we consider it a cable management system for if you want to store your solar panel. The actual 50-foot cable can wrap around this system. Okay. As well. So I can show you a couple other items that we have, and we can show you some output of like a common item like a hair dryer.
Great.
So again, you want to make sure that the main power switch is on and turn the inverter on. I'll turn the backlight on so you can see it. Another item I'd like to show you is like a wet dry bag. So you can get an idea of kind of all the different accessories. I mean, obviously anything that you have with an AC input, like a 3-prong outlet, you can run up to 1800 watts max for 5 minutes, and then it'll run 1440 continuously. Depending on what the wattage draw of the product is, will dictate how long the battery will last. Oops.
Now, how many watts was that shop vac?
So that was pulling about 800 watts.
Well, okay.
So if you were to continuously run that, you'd be looking at a little bit under, an hour, 3/4 of an hour, something like that, depending on that being consistently pulled, without any recharge being put back in by the solar panel or the wind turbines.
Great.
So I think that's a pretty good overview of the Nature Generator Gold system. Again, that's a 720 watt hour generator with a 100 watt solar panel. Yeah, it's the I'm happy to say it's the first plug and play system out in retail for under $1,000, and that was one of our missions when we got into this product category.
Yeah, we got a lot of great feedback on this item. A lot of our customers really enjoying it. Maybe we can see if there's a few people out there that might have any questions. Yeah, they'd like to know how much does that weigh? What's the weight?
The generator itself weighs, the shipping weight is 94 pounds, and then out of the box you're probably looking at about 85. It features.
That's for the generator part on the cart only, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So I guess it's good and handy to have the roll cart feature.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that. That is actually a 3-position expandable handle to make it easy for rolling it around. It has built-in wheels on the back as well to make it very portable and easy to move.
So it seems like this would be really great for just some backup power at home, or taking it camping. things like that. What do you find is like the most common use you find
Yeah,
for your site?
typically recreation. We do see a lot of people that like to integrate it into their home because the system itself acts as the equivalent of a 15 amp breaker in your breaker box. So
Right.
so they actually like to, take a room or take a certain set of, outlets off grid by using this as a backup to their home. And those
Yeah,
are,
that's a great thing.
yeah, those are some of the biggest ones that we see is kind of just want to separate from the grid for a little bit or have it as a backup to their home.
All right, Chris had asked, what's the price for the whole package? And the price for the whole package is $999.99, so just under $1,000. But today, because you're here tuned in, we have a promo coming up at the end when we're done here that we're gonna post in the comments down below. Coupon code for you to use to take some money off of that. So stay tuned for that. Does it come in other colors? No.
No.
At this
No.
time, do you want to elaborate on that?
No, yeah, I mean, they're just, at this point, there hasn't been any, as we see any need, we like to highlight the green.
Yeah.
What the white, to us is represents a very clean and solid look. And so at this point, we don't have any plans on adding additional colors or anything like that. I do know that the green can be a little much for some people, but
I like it. It's kind of simple. It's, dominantly kind of a, light color, versus all green or something.
right.
We also have, is this system good for my mini refrigerator?
Absolutely. Again, it all goes back to Chris, depending on the wattage, but
Yeah.
most times this will handle a full size refrigerator by itself. So mini fridge should not be an issue at all.
Right. Are the panels extra? In the setup for the gold kit, the panel is included in the price we mentioned earlier. So that panel comes with this kit on that $999 price.
Right.
That was for Monique.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was saying is that we offer in the marketplace the only system under $1,000 that includes the panel and the generator, the complete system for under $1,000.
Yeah, we definitely found that to be something that's been a very attractive thing from feedback from customers.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a fact.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions today from the audience, our viewers? No other questions? Let's see. How many pods? So the pod is, I guess, what we're calling the additional unit with like another battery. And how many pods can you add to this generator?
It's infinitely expandable. And that's another advantage that we have in our system compared to the other companies out there. You can add 6, 8, 10, 20, 100 pods on if you want. The one thing that I will say is always a common question that we get, or not a question, but there's an assumption that if you add pods that the output power of the system will be larger. That's not the case. The case is that you can run the same amount through the inverter, you just have a longer runtime on the system.
And Monique, yes, there is a wind turbine as well that hooks up to this. We just don't have this shown here, but yes, there is. We have a kit on our site that also has a wind turbine. You'll be able to also apply the discount code we give you at the end to that too, if you're interested in that kit.
Yeah.
50 foot the longest cord you carry.
We also sell it in an extension cord that's another 50 feet, so it can go up to 100 feet.
So Chris, up to 100 feet. We have capability going here.
Yeah.
It's great. I love the product. I think it's I love the app usability that you can monitor it from the app. That's definitely a really cool, unique feature. Not every generator has that out there in the market. So I definitely think that's a really. I remember that was the original feature I really liked when I saw that. Do you have any plans? Do you have any plans of doing, is this going to be like the unit that continues to be produced? Do you have any change? You're planning on doing any changes, any updates, or is this, is this the final one that's been working?
No, what I would say is this is about, for us, it's about a year and a half, 2 years took to create this product, get everything right, to go back and forth, make sure that we had everything we felt was spec'd and specifically designed for the end user to be the best product out there. So we're just in the phase right now of actually beginning to sell this over the last year. However, I would say that we're always looking to evolve the product line, either the generator itself or adding on additional accessories that complement the product line as well. Because we look at it as an ecosystem, not only as a generator, it's all the host of accessories that go with the product as well. So we will continue to look at it, maybe as battery chemistries change in the future, that may be an option for us as well. I know that's a common question we get too, is this available in lithium? Unfortunately, at this time, it's not. But like I said, as battery technologies evolve in the future, it could be something that could be looked into.
I really think the pod expandability thing really sets you apart right now too. Besides like the app I was talking about before, I mean, because that's something at least somebody knows they can, add on more of a battery bank to give them, and as far as the panel is concerned, adding on panels, you can, from my understanding, you can add a panel per each pod you're adding as well, right? Or you could do 2 off the first, and then as you would add additional pods, right? Why don't you tell us about that?
Every solar input, either on the generator or the pod, actually just give me 1 second, I'll take this down and lift up a pod or show you pods. So every generator, every pod will have a solar input on it. Each solar input has a 200-watt charge controller built into it. That means I can handle up to 2 solar panels per generator or per pod. So you can have up to 200 watts of recharge time.
Great. Have you tested power sources other than solar and wind? What type of power sources you're referring to? I mean, I think this can charge with an AC wall adapter, so that's another source. But what other source are you referring to in regards to other than solar and wind? I think that was for Lieutenant Bryant.
Yeah. The other way that you can charge it's probably the less common way, but you can charge it back through the 12-volt DC input on the generator. From a DC input to a DC output, you can charge the system back and forth that way, maybe from a car or something like that as well.
And what's the easiest way to do that from the car? Can you do? Is there just getting what kind of connection would you use for that?
You would just use like a DC to DC connector from the cigarette adapter.
Okay. So just two cigarette lighter ends, one
Yep.
to the socket of the car. So you could do it from inside the car, basically, right?
Yep.
It kind of goes both directions, right?
Correct.
So we have Scott who's asking, how many panels can you use per generator, or do you? I think we just covered that one.
Two of them per generator, 2 per pod.
Yeah. So you got the main generator. 2 solar panels for that one generator. You want to add more solar and more battery. Every pod you add is another 200-watt solar panel. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely. So the solar is also infinite to the adding the pods as well. Correct.
Yes.
Great.
So, and that's simply done, Chris. Each pod inside has an extension cable built into it.
Okay.
So there's a nice lid on the top. And this is all built in here. How it's been designed. This is simply input into this port that we showed you previously, and you would just connect this in. And so now this becomes almost a 2 kilowatt-hour solution together. The pod runs 1.2 kilowatts. 12-volt, 100-amp-hour battery inside of it, and you can continue just to daisy chain down the line. Each one has another port built into it.
Yeah, this is definitely what I feel is one of the best things, is that you get the expandability. That's definitely a major thing. We've had customers with other generators in the past always ask for that. Be able to expand, and be able to keep adding panels, keep adding batteries, in case they have a, larger demand on the unit. So it's a great addition. Okay, so Dan's asking, where do you buy? Dan, you buy that right at Earthtech Products. I'm going to give you a link down below and a coupon code, discount code today for watching. And we'll have that down in the comments right after our video. So thank you. Oh, so you live in a tiny house. That's a great application.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. All right, Dan, you're gonna have to get us some pictures after you set up. That's for sure. Any other questions, Dan? I know you just hopped in, I think, and we covered a lot of stuff here. Basically, in a summary, it's a solar generator unit, and it's about 700 watt hours, and you can expand on that by adding the pods you see on the right side. You can add multiple pods. There's no limitation. You can keep adding them, add the power as you need it, and you can add 2 solar panels per pod. Does the pod produce a square wave or sine wave AC? So I guess you're asking if it's a modified sine wave or a pure sine wave.
Yeah, on our system we use an 1800 watt pure sine wave inverter.
That's what we want to hear, right?
Yep.
Nice clean current. That's the better of the two.
Correct.
And yeah, that's Monique. That's great. You're gonna get a couple for your houses in the Virgin Islands. Plenty of sun and wind. You're right about that.
For sure.
Chris, it looks good for Chris's cabin. That's definitely a great use too. Use it when you're up there, like you on demand, right? So you have something to plug into. If you have, especially this hunting cabin, sometimes with really no power in them. So very universal product, anywhere from tailgating, camping, beach, cabin. Backup power obviously is a big one at home.
Right.
And you just have more. Now, what about the maintenance? What do we got to do here to keep these?
What maintenance? Really, the only thing that we ask that you do is with this type of battery, that every 4 to 6 months, that if you're storing it and not using it, that every 4 to 6 months you at least hook up a solar panel, hook up the included AC cable, plug it into the wall, and charge it back up to full. These batteries are the ones that like to actually be connected at all times if possible. Trickle charging is a good thing for this battery.
Right.
Outside of that, there is no other maintenance for this product.
Great. Yeah, well, we really love it over here, and we've had great success with it. And you know, I just wanted to show everyone, anyone else that wasn't familiar with this item, give them an opportunity to check it out. And I'm glad you joined us, Greg.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you coming on today, and I'm sure we'll have you again. And you know, I want to thank everybody for tuning in as well. I'll be dropping a coupon code below in the comments, and get you guys a discount on one. So thank you again for everyone joining in, and Greg, again, thank you, and thank you for the cameraman there behind the scenes. Appreciate you too.
That's Armando. Thanks, Armando. Thanks everybody for joining in. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you. Great product.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.